Jeff, is it nice to see Jamison get a little bit of redemption after last week? Is that, hit at your heartstrings at all?
Yeah, it's, I couldn't be more happy for him, for our team, for our club, for our fans. That space was open all night, that front area to the top of the six, and I really liked where Jamison started. He started a little bit deeper and was coming in rather than being already there, which we were on a few of them. But beautiful service from Javi and a fantastic finish from Jamison.
After the way last week went, losing those 2 games, were you worried about maybe the mentality, the mindset that your team was going to come out with this game? And then maybe tell me what you saw from them.
A little bit, to be honest with you. It was a difficult few days after Dallas, and the way things went with Portland. You could feel the mood wasn't quite there. We didn't have a lot of time to really get the guys ready. But the response that we had tonight from the guys on limited rest after many games was really impressive. It was good that nothing bad happened, because we're teetering on, if something bad happened, it could go south. But I really appreciate the guys sticking together. It wasn't always pretty, but these games aren't. And we got the result, and we're moving on, and that was the goal.
I think Nick Savon Ruiz's free kick is almost identical to the one that he had down in Guatemala. So, how big was that moment for you guys to keep them off the score sheet? Because if they score one, maybe they can push for another one with the last 10 minutes.
Absolutely. Massive. When you think of Nicky, you think of massive saves that keep us in games. And that was a huge save. It was a great technique, great free kick from Carlos Ruiz. He had seen that one before, so maybe he had an idea of it. But that was a critical time that we needed that kind of play.
What does moving on mean to you as a coach in such a difficult year for the club?
You know what? It means a lot to me personally, but I think the most important thing is for the players and for this club. It's an opportunity to keep going, right? You're in the quarters. You're technically 6 games away from winning the championship. Now the off season is. We have our eyes on something at the beginning of the year next year, and I think that's going to help everyone not get over this year, but really start to focus on next year with a positive note.
You get the win instead of the draw, so you're going to finish on 10 points instead of 8. That could impact seeding. Were you thinking about that going in, or are the 8 teams at this point so good that doesn't really matter to you?
Well, obviously we wanted to win the game. We wanted to score because that means they would have had to score 2 to push, and it didn't feel like that was going to happen. So we wanted to come out on the front foot and be aggressive, and then make them open up, and then we thought we could get more. Obviously, it's really important for us to get good seeding, but the main objective was to advance.
Jeff, the team has 8 wins in 10 games in this competition here at Rio Tinto. Can you put your finger on what it is about playing in this competition at home that brings out the best?
I think everyone's excited. I know the fans love to see a different style of soccer, a different team, rather than just MLS teams always coming in. So it adds a different excitement to it. I know our players feed off that. I'm really proud of We've given up 1 goal in the first stage. That's really impressive. It's impressive to this group. It's not easy to scout, especially in the first rounds, because you're playing smaller leagues. It's tough to get games. You can always see the Mexican teams and a lot of times the Costa Rican teams, but the other teams are a little more difficult. So the players and the staff have to work extremely hard and be extremely focused. And 3 shutouts is really impressive from the guys.